because the first semi-final, and of course it's not the loser goes out because they get a chance to play again in the final. Let's join our match referee, John Calix, for the toss.
Good morning to you viewers. It's semi-finals day from the Darren Sammy Stadium, the Dream 11 T10 Blast. Our semi-final team for the first game are Micoud and Mon Repos. We have our captains, Darren Sammy from Micoud and Christian Sharby from Mon Repos. Darren is the home team and it's tossing.
Tails. It's a head.
It's a head, so
you will bat after I will bat after you.
What's the official position?
Well, they will bat first, and we play in a very good team. When we started the tournament, that is the position we wanted to get to. That's step number one achieved. So it's about getting through Mon Repos today.
This is one you can't afford to mismanage.
I think none of the teams right now is the knockout stages. It's good to see the boys from the east battling, but eventually I would want to win. So my boys are ready, and I know Mon Repos is ready as well.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
Christian, your team so far appears to be picking at the right time.
Yeah, I think well, it's another must-win game. We're going to be doing our best. We've planned well, and it's just a matter of executing well. Today, that it's a knockout game.
Talk to us about the composition of the team today. Any changes?
No, it's the same team. We believe that we've had a good team throughout. Couple mishaps, but that's no fault of the team. It's just a bit more training for the guys. I think that our team so far has been good enough to carry us through.
Is there more pressure on your team because you have a very well-balanced team, a very experienced team, and a lot is expected of your team today?
No pressure. That's what I always preach to the guys. It's a game after all. The most important thing is to enjoy it when it's all said and done. So I think everyone should just go out and do their part. And I think if everyone does their part, we should be fine. Because like you said, we have a well-balanced team.
All the best.
Thank you.
We can look at in the makeup, the batting department of Mon Repos, who will in fact bat first. Maybe we can analyze their batting and bowling, Greg.
Yes, well, the captain, Christian Sharby, is at the top of the order. They would certainly be dependent on Ron Lesmore, who had a good cameo yesterday. Craig Manuel, who has loads of experience, has played for the Windwards.
And in the runs yesterday.
Yes, Hazel Shalry was not contributed too much with the bat, but he has loads of experience and he can come good at any time. You have Shadrach Descat, who is no slouch with the bat, and Sabinas Emmanuel, who has not done much with the bat this year. So there are quite a few batters, at least 6 batters that are reliable. Even Kevin Augustine, who they could depend on to make a valuable contribution.
And the Micoud Eagles' strength, well, we've seen that Merlin Sammy has bailed them out on a couple of occasions.
Yes, Merlin Sammy, as you indicate, the past 2 games you've really built them up. You have Sherwin Charles and Mervyn Wells, the 2 openers who have sort of fell off the ball a bit. Gavin Siri was not done much with the bat. Captain Darren Sammy was not done much with the bat as well. So there are quite a few batters, competent batters in the lineup as well. So it should make for a good competitive game.
Would you say, Greg Wilson, that Mon Repos bats deeper than the Micoud Eagles?
Yes, Mon Repos and Swissdale, looking at the 4 teams in the tournament, in terms of depth in the batting, they would have more depth in the batting than the Micoud Eagles.
Yes, we'll come back to that in a moment. Sammy has gone to slip. Very aggressive captaincy. Shalry bowls, and that's top edge down to third man and taking. For a moment, I thought he had lost it. He probably was able to get to his knees when he withheld it. So, very poor start for the Mon Repos Stars. Short outside the off stop, and Christian Shalry went to hit that. Maybe a lot squarer, Greg, and it peeled off the outside edge and almost a missed catch, but he was able to make the necessary adjustment and took it.
Yes, good early blow struck by the Micoud Eagles. Captain Christian Shalry really chasing a wide one. Reds was not in control, and the ball flew to the fielder down at the footman boundary and took a good catch on a second attempt. Really almost made a hash of it. But this is the sort of start that Captain Darren Sammy would have wanted.
And Christian Shelley was in the runs up to yesterday. They had a pretty good opening stand.
Yes, yesterday he certainly was among the runs, and he would have wanted to contribute for his team today, but that wasn't to be.
So they did in fact cross. They did in fact cross, and it's going to be Lesmond to move forward and clipping that down to his backward front. He was on the front foot. Again, we want to say a very special welcome to all carrying this locally, to our friends in India. So we hope everyone will be safe. And a very special welcome to Sportsmax in an audience this morning. A new one that's hit high down to third man, but that clears the third man again, getting onto the front foot. To it, hitting that high into the little breeze, so to speak. And the total goes to 6 without loss. Definitely very much on the attacking. For a moment, it looked like it was just curving away into the wind, but it dropped fairly safely.
A similar delivery, similar shot, and for a moment his heart would have been in his mouth, Reds.
Shalry 4 deliveries, and that's stroke, and over the head. Too many balls being hit in the air. But again, the outer part of the bat as he got onto the front foot and it just cleared the head of cover. Maybe a taller fieldsman might have just been able to pull it in. So 10 for 1. That is all 10. Craig Emanuel, who is very aggressive, hit a number of sixes yesterday in a winning cause. They won very easily. He's a non-striker and looking to get onto the front foot again. That goes mid-on. That's the end of the opening over, and I would think that Darren Sammy very happy that he's seen the back of Christian Salary. Mon Repos a 10 for 1, and the aggressive Emmanuel will be in strike.
Yes, 10 of the first over. The sort of rate the teams really would want to start with, Reds, but on this occasion, losing the wickets of the captain, Christian Shalry. So after the first over, I think Darren Sammy certainly would be the happy of the two captains.
Now, in the past matches, Craig Emanuel has gone hard from first ball. I think he needs to just adjust the approach a little differently.
Being the most experienced batter on the team, I think he has to bat with a sense of responsibility. Really cannot go too hard and lose his wicket too early. A lot will depend on him if they are to get a very competitive total.
So it's going to be Edwards with the spin, the big appeal, turn down. Push forward to the delivery there. Played for St. Lucia, played for the Woodwards. The Emmanuel family has had a number of cricketers. Beg your pardon. Just looking to drive, peeling off the outer part of the bat, getting it down towards backward point. Rung looks in pretty good order. It's fast outfield. And Edwards walking first. And beating the square cover. This is going to be a touch and go. And going over the boundary for I would think they need to be 100 plus if they can be competitive against the Eagles.
Well, certainly we have seen in the group stages ready, especially from Tuesday. Teams scoring in the 90s or just a little over 100, those scores are chased down very easily. So Mon Repos stars will not feel comfortable with a score below 100.
Well, there seems to be a little injury here. Seems to be winded. I'm not.
Travis Gifford, right? In giving chase to the delivery, saw him just pulling up before he got to the rope, so it looked like some sort of hamstring injury.
Yes, it'll be the second who suffered that. We saw him go after the ball and then maybe slowed when he probably felt the little pull. So it'll be a loss to Micoud to have one of their players carrying that kind of injury. That's flicked down the leg side, but no wide call, making contact with the pad, obviously. We felt we've had too many wides in this competition, although it has improved. Edwards bowled, Tarek Edwards, good solid defensive shot there by the all-rounder. Father played. His uncle played. He has played. And right now we're missing one of the managers who have played.
He has a cousin who played that.
Yeah. So a little hold up as Sammy makes the adjustments. Overcast, just lost the sun momentarily as Tarek Edwards comes in, and that's played nicely away. Nice wristy shot. Gets a single. Everyone counts. 14 for 1. We have had 2 of us completed. And again, we welcome all in St. Lucia.
Hi, I'm Tedison John of the Tedison John Project. Even when we're not rehearsing, we stay connected. Flow makes it easy with Flow bundle plans. My mobile phone, internet broadband to download and send files, my home office fixed line. All the services I need in one place. And guess what? The more services you use, the less you pay. Yep, get more and pay less. Guys, you can't go wrong on this one. Bundle today.
By the spinner.
So, it's going to be Darren Sammy himself. Hasn't bowled a lot in this competition. Maybe Roland Clark can tell me how many bowls he's had.
First ball.
None. Yeah. So, deciding to come in himself. So Sammy from the commentary box in, short and digs it in, and well picked up. Heighted the ball right and hit it beautifully into the Johnson Charles stand. So scoring quite quickly already. He moves to 11. Emmanuel Lesmond is 10. And it's 1 for 21 off 2.1.
Yeah, short ball by Darren Sammy on this occasion, right? But really does not have this sort of pace to trouble. Craig Emmanuel got into position very quickly and just dispatched this one through the square leg area into the Johnson Charles, as you did indicate, for 6.
Is he maybe bowling because the very man who has been hurt is part of the bowling attack?
Yes, Travis Gifford is one of his bowlers, and as Travis Gifford certainly has pulled up with an injury, so he's looking to perhaps put in the quota of overs.
Expecting to bowl, and that's a top edge, and Lady Luck is running with him on that occasion. More runs. The Kaimanje Pavilion, the Kaimanje area is behind in their openers ground in a 3-day game against a West Indies 11. Wavell Hines batting well on that day. And Repos needs to bat well. They needs to get 100 plus to really push this Micoud side, which was unbeaten until yesterday. Sammy once more goes in and looking to run that down. He was on the move and realized that he just didn't get enough on it to steer it away. It's an important dot ball. Let me introduce our team. Greg Wilson, of course, who's played for St. Lucia and the Windwards. Roland Cox, an international scorer who's done a wonderful job over the years, personally improving. And we have Clivis Jules, a voice breaking into commentary. That's back and cutting. Cut well, but needed maybe just to play it a little later to beat the backward point. So 25 for 1. Is the question whether Sammy will bowl a second over.
Well, time will tell, but Sammy certainly is taking pace off the deliveries.
So Sammy goes in. Emmanuel is 15. That's short. Gone out to mid-wicket. He's gone a long way out. He's gone a country mile out of the playing park. Someone's gone over in previous matches, but just too short. I think he had to be trying to pitch it up to force him to drive. He can only, if it's pitched up, you can go through mid-off, you can go through mid-on, you go through extra cover, but you have so many options. So Emmanuel already is wasted 21, and the total has climbed very quickly. 1 for 31, 2.5 overs bowled.
Yes, good little partnership between these two Reds. Some 41 of just 15 deliveries, and the last 6 struck there by Craig Emmanuel. That's 205 so far in the tournament.
205 sixes, keeping score of wides and sixes and no balls. Emmanuel gets a delivery that kicks in him slightly. He was onto the front foot just to ease the bottom hand. So he made a good contribution to the Mon Repos batting. Seems to be quite happy at number 3. And Lesman now coming to strike 10. 1 for 30, 1 for 32. We got 3 overs completed. And hitting exactly about 10 and over.
Yes, 10.67 the current rate. Very productive over for the Mon Repos Stars. Some 17 runs coming off the last over.
So Derek Edwards, who has done well starting the innings and looking to play a very dangerous shot there. And delivery coming in very close to the line of the stump and looking to cut. Didn't have any room to use his hands. Sammy has slipped on, is a pretty good catcher still at that. Of a different length and turned out in the onside. 1 for 32. Tomorrow is finals day. The grand final tomorrow. Edwards Bowl comes back and again looking to play to the off. And the line is not just there for that kind of shot, Greg.
Yes, trying to force the ball through the outside a bit too close.
He's very strong on the offside, no doubt. Looking to drive, and that causes some pain to the bowler. They couldn't afford another injury as he puts the hand behind his back. He's got 2 more deliveries to bowl. He is in his second over, 1.4 overs, none for 5, and he might need to go off and get some ice on that, but he will continue despite the discomfort. It's not his bowling hand, it's the left hand. Good power there, driving, and good power on this occasion. That goes through the cover. Square drive, and he has raced 26 of 17 balls with 2 fours, 3 fours and 2 sixes. Cover remains in the circle. Mid-wicket is out. And back again, looking to try and be mischievous, looking to cut. So 4 overs completed, and after 4 overs, they raced to 36 for 1.
Born from the same soil, of our own sweat and toil, doing it together.
Our bank for you and me,
taking us forward so proudly.
First National Bank, the best of who we are. First National Bank, together we'll go far. The pride of St. Lucia, here to stay.
Growing up, growing stronger, it's a First National way.
Every day we're making better, faster and smarter, convenience like no other.
First National Bank,
The best of who we are. First National Bank, together we'll go far.
we'll go far. For decades every day it's clear.
Force into action because of injury. Pitching rail up, pushed out in the onside. So much better length. Roland Cox said he did, in fact, see him in the nets bowling, so probably he had intentions. Roland Cox, our scorer, gets to the ground before all of us. Sammy on his way. Good for a short delivery, signaled wide by the umpire. Still looking to keep it short, although that's been fairly costly to him. 1.1 overs done for 18. Partnership 37. Sammy turns without stopping. Cups off a medium run. And that's hit out towards the mid-wicket. Square leg coming across. Wouldn't get there again. He's too short. He has conceded 22 runs off 1.2.
Yes, Sammy. Certainly not in good bowling form, right? He has not bowled at all in the tournament up until this game. So one could say he's very rusty, and the batters are taking full advantage of a bit of loose bowling by Darren Sammy.
Trying it once more as he goes in. And that is, in fact, pitched up and keeping a little low. And the batsman playing an ungainly looking shot. Well, towards the end of his career, Darren Sammy was, in fact, troubled by injury. I think when he went to the Pakistan white ball tournament, he might have been injured. I think he's worked towards getting his fitness back. But he's basically has announced his retirement, maybe, as far as I know. That's short. Good thinking over the head of the batsman who didn't have a lot of conviction in that shot. 41 for 1. The Barbados Tridents have announced their players their return. Guyana Amazon Warriors with no Kimo Paul. No Rutherford in it. There should be a statement on Kimo Paul. He's still injured. Sammy bowls, and he gets forward and runs that down to the point area. But Craig Bradford was... Emmanuel was looking, single which was not there. So Sammy, 2 overs, has cost 22 so far. 1 ball to come, and then Clivis Jules will pick up the commentary. Good evening, India. Good afternoon, Jamaica. That's down the leg side on wide call. So it's not over yet. 4.5. Partnership on 42. This is the second time Dream 11 are sponsors this year, where St. Vincent only has 6 franchise. St. Lucia has allowed 10. Sammy on his way. The length is next side, pushed out in the onside. Sammy goes after it, and that will complete the 5th over. So you might make a note of it. After 5 overs, Mon Repos sent into bat of 43 for 1 in this semi-final. Emmanuel is 28. Desmond is on 15. Partnership 43. More from Greg Wilson, and then it will be Clivis Jules.
Yes, at the halfway stage, the Mon Repos Stars, one would say that they pretty much have a platform which they could really launch an assault, having lost just 1 wicket in the process, and with the current rate at 8.6, they certainly would want to get it closer to 10 and 11. Welcome this morning, Clive Jules.
Good morning to you, Greg Wilson, and good morning to our viewers. A good platform for the Mon Repos Stars having been sent in by Darren Sammy and the Micoud Eagles, and it will be Lance Sammy, the informed Lance Sammy. He's had a very good tournament with the ball. He will take up the attack from the players' pavilion end and will be bowling to Rohan Lesmore, a delivery that is short outside of stump, a little too far on this occasion, and a wide signal there by the umpire. The score moves on by 1 to 44. A very good partnership between Lesmore and Emmanuel as Sammy comes in the full, and this one is hit high and hard over the wide mid wicket, and 6 more to 50 comes up for the Mon Repos Stars with in the 6th over, Greg.
Yes, good lusty blow there struck by Rohan Lesmore, hitting towards the winner.
Again, and this time he's played on, he's looking for another one out towards mid-wicket and coming off the inside edge and onto the stump. He's played on, bowled by Lance Sammy. Lance Sammy continue his good form with the ball for the Micoud Eagles, Greg.
Yes, Lance Sammy, the man with the golden arm, introduced into the attack and has made the early breakthrough there for captain Darren Sammy. So Rohan Lesmore not contributing not seeing the sort of fireworks we saw from him yesterday. It was more of a measured innings today, but 21 of 12, still a good, valuable contribution from him.
Always a valuable contribution from Lesmore. 21 from 12, a strike rate of 175. Not bad at all. He was sent in to do a job. He's not the regular opener. As a matter of fact, yesterday was the first time he opened in the competition, and it worked. And if it's not broken, Mon Repos didn't fix it. They had him again today and contributing 21. A solid partnership with Craig Emmanuel. And the two putting on 50 for the second wicket for Mon Repos. And his departure brings the left-handed Shadrach Descat to the wicket, and he will be facing up to Lance Sammy. Lance Sammy continuing his rich vein of form, and this delivery is pitched up and driven out towards a long off and finds Tariq Gabriel. They come through for a single. Some acrobatics from Craig Emmanuel to avoid being hit there.
Yes, certainly had to get out of the way very quickly. This one was firmly struck in his direction. And Lance Sammy will continue to Craig Emmanuel. He's batting on 26. The score is 51 for 2. We're in the 6th over, 5.3 overs bowled. A very good platform for the Mon Repos Stars, and Craig Emmanuel is showing some maturity. He showed that yesterday, and he's doing so again today. Shot outside off and cut out towards the fielder on the point boundary. One bouncer to him. Winel Felix is in for the injured Travis Gifford. One bounce to him and a good return. They come through for just a single. Brings Descat back on strike. A good shot outside off some very measured innings from Craig Emmanuel. Yes, well played, but on this occasion pick the fielder on the deep boundary.
Sammy comes into Descat short, and Descat picks him up with the wind. The fielder settles on that. Can he? He does. Winel Felix, there's not enough on this one. Too much elevation and not the distance. The wind helped as well, and it went to Winel Felix on the boundary.
Yes, another breakthrough again in this over by Lance Sammy. Second wicket he has picked up in this over on this occasion. Descat hitting with the wind, but there was the elevation, but certainly not the distance.
Have you ever wondered how money can work for you? At Fix, we offer several investment options that can do just that. One option is the fixed deposit, which is a short-term investment where funds are deposited for a minimum of 1 year at an attractive rate, better than anywhere else. The fixed deposit is unique and tailored for both individuals and institutional investors, and gives you the option to reinvest for another period after maturity. For more information, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740 or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
Emmanuel on strike to Sammy and driven back towards the bowler. He's hitting him on his shin and out towards a short extra cover where Darren Sammy is no run resulting. Good over for the Micoud Eagles.
Yes, very good over indeed, bowled by Lance Sammy, picking up 2 crucial wickets, only conceding 9 in the process. So the sort of platform we spoke about at the halfway stage, the Mon Repos Stars, certainly with the losing wickets, are losing the sort of momentum that they would want in order to post a challenging score.
Certainly so. And Jules, it looks like Kirsten Jules will take up the attack, and Hazel Shalry has come in to join Craig Emmanuel. Mon Repos Stars losing the 3rd wicket at 52. Kirsten Jules, and he's bowled well in the tournament as well for the Micoud Eagles. And just to let our viewers know, the Micoud and Mon Repos, the next door neighbors down from on the east coast of the island, as Jules moves in from the media center and into Shalry, and this is cutting back into him very sharply, wraps him on the pads and out towards the second slip gully area, and they come through for a leg bye. 53 for free. Hazel Shalry still on naught. Craig Emmanuel is on 27. And the Mon Repos Stars have been sent into bat in the middle overs, finding things a little bit difficult. Can't get their foot on the pedal as they would have liked. As Lance Sammy has come in and tightened things up, following up from the 2 good overs from Tariq Edward. Tariq Edward had 2 solid overs for just 9 runs. And Lance Sammy has come in, picked up 2 wickets for 9 from his first over. Jules looking to follow up with another good one. Craig Emmanuel will have other ideas. He's on 27 from 20 balls. Jules moves in and he's inside the line of this delivery. This one passed really close to the leg stump, not even called a wide. Craig Emmanuel is asking, and the umpire said might have brushed something on the way through to the wicketkeeper Shervin.
Very interesting decision there by the umpire. Craig did move way across the off stump, but this one must have passed pretty close to the leg stump for him not to have called a wide.
He might have brushed something too, I'm not sure. And the Jules comes into Craig Emmanuel off length outside off, and Craig Emmanuel looking to heave this one out towards the onside and not making any contact, and the ball goes through to Shervin Charles again. The score remains on 53 for 3. Kirsten Jules is in the middle of a really good over. He's bowled 3 dot deliveries in this over. He moves in again to Emmanuel, and Emmanuel is driving out towards the cover. He comes through for a quick single. The throw comes in well backed up there by Michael Shalry, and they come through for 1. The score moves to 54. Emmanuel has moved to 28 from 23, but a little bit of a brakes put on the Mon Repos Stars at this time, Greg.
Yes, certainly after the big over from Sammy's in the 3rd over, they got 17. The Eagles have really pulled back things nicely.
Shalry will take strike and he's driving over extra cover out towards the boundary, and that one will go into the boundary. Taking the score to 58 for 3 with that boundary. Kirsten Jules a little over pitching on this occasion, low full toss to Hazel Shalry, and he taking full toll.
Yes, Shalry getting a low full toss, just picking his gap, and struck this one to the right of Darren Sammy down to the extra cover boundary for 4.
And the Jules will come into Shalry. Shalry moves in again, finding this one out towards a long off. One bounce into him, and they come through for a single. The Shalry moves on by 1. He's on 5, and the Mon Repos Stars finishing the over on 59 for 3. The 7th over comes to a close, 59 for 3. But very slow going there, Greg Wilson, by the Mon Repos Stars.
Yes, very slow going indeed. The last 4 overs, they have not been able to get, it's only single-digit scores they are registering. With 3 overs remaining, they would certainly need to up the ante.
Just 18 balls, and they really need to pick up the scoring rate if they have to get anywhere close to 100. And this time it's Sammy bowling to Hazels in the air. 2 fielders come under it and they settle under it. It's taken by the fielder coming around from a cow corner. And he takes it. Hazel Shalry goes not really having the sort of impact he would have liked. Mon Repos losing the 4th wicket. 59 for 4. Lance Sammy, he's doing the business again for his captain.
Yes, the Stars are really fading away, one would say. Lance Sammy being introduced into the attack, picking up his 3rd wicket in just his 7th delivery. So certainly they have really put the brakes on the Stars, and someone need to come and provide the sort of support to Craig Emmanuel, and these two need to really pick up the pace if they are to get anywhere close to a competitive score, perhaps 1995.
We've seen that even 1995 not been enough in the tournament, being chased down rather easily. But Lance Sammy, he's having a gem of a day. He's bowled some 1.1 overs and he's taken 3 for 9 as Kevin Augustine comes in to join Craig Emmanuel. Lance Sammy is really head and shoulders above the other bowlers and bowls to Craig Emmanuel outside of some. Craig Emmanuel is giving him the charge and not making any contact. That ball goes through to wicketkeeper Shelvin Charles and no run resulting. The score remains on 59 for 4. Lance Sammy really doing the trick. He was the leading wicket taker in the tournament before today, and has added 3 more to his tally. Craig Emmanuel stepping inside, and this one is high. Will the custom rules coming off the boundary, and unable to get into the drop zone of this delivery, and they come through for 2. Think about the 3rd one, but it's not on. Good return there by the fielder, and they remain on 3. 61 for 4.
Yes, good effort there by Kirsten Jones. Really had to run a long way, one would say perhaps close to 40 meters from the boundary to get to this one. But luckily for Craig Emmanuel, it did not go to hand. Mon Repos Stars certainly need him out there if they are to get anything competitive.
You really need Craig Emmanuel. He's batted very well for them. Today, he's leading the charge. He's moved into the 30s, and this time he gets some bat on it out towards deeper point, backward point, and Felix comes around and restricting them to just 2. Another good shot there from Craig Emmanuel, but he didn't quite get the timing on this occasion and just getting 2 from it.
Yeah, it was more placement than timing.
Emmanuel again, he's moved to 32, 63 for 4, and Sammy, he's bowled 1.4 overs, 3 for 13 today. He had 7 wickets before today, so he's at 10 in the tournament so far. Into Emmanuel, who gives him the charge. This delivery outside of a little bit of a length delivery outside of stump, and Craig Emmanuel unable to make contact, and the score remains on 63 for 4. 7.5 overs bowled. Mon Repos Stars really they're fading away for real.
Yes, the innings certainly need a bit of impetus, and it's going absolutely nowhere.
Lance Sammy into Emmanuel this time, back over his head, out towards the man on the long off boundary. He comes around and not. 4 more to Craig Emmanuel, 4 more to the Mon Repos Stars, the 67 for 4. Craig Emmanuel, he moves to 36. He's on 36 from 28. His partner Kevin August.
My name is Godfrey. I have been doing cassava from young with my mom. She showed me everything to do with cassava, how to grate it to prepare the cemetery. I enjoy making it. It's my life. That's my canvas.
Mulan Sami on the boundary really misjudging this one and made a really bail out of it. But the Stars with 12 legal deliveries remaining, these two really need to get a move on.
Kirsten Jules, he moves away from the media center end and he bowls to Kevin. This one is shorter and Kevin Augustine is putting it into the offside and getting a single. Doing the right thing here, Kevin Augustine bringing Craig Emmanuel, who's been there for 28 deliveries and he's batting on 36. Back on strike is Craig Emmanuel. Mon Repos Stars need really some huge overs if they are to get anything respectable and to get themselves into the finals of this tournament. But Kirsten Jules, he will have other ideas. Adjustments being made to the field by Captain Darren Sammy. He brings a third man into the circle, shot a third man, and backward point is brought onto the boundary as Jules comes into Craig Emmanuel. This one is headed down the leg side. The keeper doesn't collect cleanly and there's a direct hit and there's a loud appeal with the umpire is not interested. Direct hit from Michael Shalry in the short fine leg area. The keeper did not collect cleanly on this occasion and the ball went through to Michael Shalry. Direct hit, but the umpire adjudged Augustine has been home.
Yes, good backing up there by Kevin Augustine. So wicketkeeper Chauvin Charles did not collect cleanly down the leg side and immediately he took off for the single and made it quite comfortably.
And those two wides brought the score to 70 for 4. Augustine is on strike. Augustine is on strike and Jules, Kirsten Jules into Augustine and Augustine is driving out towards extra cover and Darren Sammy Field, they come through for a single and the score moves on to 71. Augustine, and he's doing the right thing, Greg Wilson. I'm trying to give the strike to Craig Emmanuel, but at some point he will have to get his press the gas as well for the Mon Repos Stars. It's Jules into Emmanuel, slower delivery and completely outfoxed Emmanuel outside of some.
Yes, Jules certainly has been inclined to use the change-up deliveries and he has used them to good effect.
And then Jules to the back of his, to the top of his mark and he with Emmanuel taps away. Jules moves into Emmanuel and Emmanuel is getting a short delivery outside off stump again, not timing cleanly. Back to the bowler, he comes across, skips across, not able to collect cleanly and they come through for one. Singles will not hurt the Micoud Eagles at this time, Greg.
Good bowling there by Jules, really not giving Emmanuel the room to really free his arms. And he's continuing to keep a tight rein on the proceedings.
Jules again, 1.4 into Augustine. This one is high as Merlan Sami settles under it and he drops it. Merlan Sami, he was right there settling under this one and making a meal of it. Probably Tariq Edward coming into his peripheral vision might have impacted him. I'm not sure, but Merlan Sami made a complete meal of this one.
Another slow delivery again there by Kirsten Jules and Sami settling, perhaps just overrun the ball slightly and this one just went through his hands and fell, giving Kevin Augustine a life.
A chance to Kevin Augustine and the Mon Repos will need all the life that they can get and they will need all the boundaries that they can get. Kevin Augustine will really need to push on with things there. He gets another short delivery, not able to deal with it cleanly, plays it in towards short mid-wicket region and moving well. It's Winner Felix who comes around and does the fielding, restricting them to just one. The over number 9 comes to a close, 75 for 4. Kevin Augustine, very, very slow given in the context of the game. He's 5 from 4 balls. Craig Emmanuel is 37 from 30 and Mon Repos Stars really need a big final over if they are to get anything respectable on the total. Right?
Yes, they would need an over of perhaps 20 plus to have a competitive score on the board. The Eagles, they really pull the choke on the Stars and they are going nowhere. The Stars, if anything, they are just feeding under the pressure.
The pressure is telling on them and it's Michael Shalry. He's bowled 1 over for 10 so far. He's going to bowl the final over in the innings. And Michael Shalry He is moving away from the players pavilion end and bowling to Augustine. A full delivery. This time he finds the edge. This one is going to Bitfun man. One bounce, Bitfine leg, and one bounce into the boundary, and 4 runs. Greg.
Yes, very fortuitous indeed. Really looking to just lap this one around, but just getting the top edge and going through the second long leg boundary for 4. So 4 valuable runs to the total.
79 for 4, a good start to the innings for the Mon Repos Stars. They need to follow up with a few more boundaries. A big over is required from them, and Augustine is pulling this one out towards mid-wicket. They come through for 1. The fielder is on it. Augustine wants the second, but it's not on, and Craig Emmanuel sends him back. 1 run is all there will be. It's 80 for 4. Augustine has moved to 10 from 6 balls.
And slow going there by Augustine.
In the context of the game, they will need a lot more than that, particularly in this final over. 80 for 4. They are short, if you ask me. And Shalry comes into Emmanuel. Emmanuel is looking to rump this one over the wicket keeper and not making any contact. Shelvin Charles looking to get a run out there.
Yes, Craig Emmanuel have attempted a number of shots outside the off stump, really, and he has missed out on quite a few of the deliveries.
And Emmanuel, he faces up to Shalry. Shalry comes into him, and this one is shot again. Craig Emmanuel looking for that big heave out towards mid-wicket, missing it completely, and Shalry is bowling a fantastic last over for the Micoud Eagles.
Yes, just 5 runs coming off the first 4 deliveries. Certainly he's doing a good job for the Eagles at this point.
Keeping the Mon Repos Stars very quiet as the cloud cover has come here. The sun has disappeared behind the clouds here at Boseju, and Shalry comes in. Short again. Craig Emmanuel looking for that big heave and through to wicketkeeper Shelvin Charles. Probably looking to hit it too hard is Craig Emmanuel, Greg.
Yes, but credit has to be given to Shalry. He's using the conditions to perfection.
He's bowling a fantastic length, a fantastic ball in the final over. He's only gone for 5. He's bowled 1.5 overs, 1 for 15. Final delivery, if it's a legal delivery, and Shalry moves into Emmanuel, who's on 37, 80 for 4. And this time Emmanuel connects it high. Tariq Edward is coming off the boundary. He settles under it and he takes it. Tariq Edward has he's taken some good catches for the Micoud Eagles in this tournament.
Yes, one of the better catches we've seen in the tournament. But a good bowling display there by the Micoud Eagles to really restrict the Stars to just 80 runs off the 10 overs. Just 8 runs and over should be easy pickings for the Mon Repos, for the Micoud Eagles, sorry.
Yep, certainly the Eagles have done they've advantaged the Eagles in the first half of this match. They've restricted the Mon Repos Stars to 80 for 5. Only 6 extras. This is really turning out to be a good bowling display by the Micoud Eagles. They bowled just 6 extras. We saw many extras being bowled in the beginning of the tournament, and now just 6 extras. And we just take a quick look at the scorecard for the Mon Repos Stars. Christian Shalry going the second ball, coming off the outer edge of the bat out towards third man, and well caught by Kirsten Jules. He had to take it on the second attempt. The Christian Shalry went for not. Lesmore was bowled by Sami for 21 of 12. A good little cameo from him, but not the sort of firepower and fireworks we saw from him in yesterday's game at all. Craig Emmanuel, he batted through, got out on the last ball of the innings, 37 from 34. A good innings, but very slow going. Not the strike rate is questionable. Left them stranded at 80 for 5. But Descat today again caught substitute Winel Felix of Sami, Lance Sami, for 1 from 2 deliveries. Hazel Chalry caught Gavin Serrier of Lance Sami for 5 from 4. and Kevin Augustine, he was not out on 10. Very slow going. Lansami really had the better of the Mon Repos Stars batsman, Greg.
Yes, Lansami continuing to enjoy a good tournament. He has had some 10 wickets so far in the tournament, 7 prior to the start of today's game, and he picked up some 3 wickets today for just 17 runs. So certainly Sami would be pleased with the effort of the bowlers. Darren Sami, he bowled his 2 overs for 24. He came in for a bit of tap in the first over he bowled, but one could say that he probably was a bit rusty. That's the first time he's bowling in the tournament. But on and on, they'll be very satisfied restricting the team for just 80 runs.
In the semi-finals, you couldn't ask for a better performance from your bowlers, and Michael Shalby pick up a little bit of the highlights here, and Michael Shalby doing the damage very early. This delivery was very wide, and Christian Shalby, going after a very wide one, well caught in the end by Kirsten Jules, and Lesmore getting a wide one again, but this time a little bit more meat on this one, and it went over the head of Kirsten Jules. A pretty similar delivery and almost the same result, but 6. This Lesmore again taking a liking to Michael Shalby, but Tariq Edward came in very tight, but on this occasion a little over pitching to Craig Emmanuel, and Craig Emmanuel hitting into the covers. Travis Gifford pulling up there with a hamstring, and Craig Emmanuel again taking a liking to Darren Sami. Darren Sami hasn't bowled for a while, and Craig Emmanuel really enjoying himself, top edging over the keeper for another 4, having hit him for 6 in the first ball. And Sami again seemed to have liked what Craig Emmanuel was doing. He really liked that shot from Craig Emmanuel, served him another short ball, and Craig Emmanuel taking full advantage. Tariq Edward came in again. He bowled really well, but this time just over pitching outside off to Craig Emmanuel and through the covers for 4. Darren Sami in his second over. Rohan Lesmore taking full advantage of some really short bowling from Darren Sami. And Lance Sami came on, and informed Lance Sami, Lesmore hitting him this time, benefiting from a 6, and Lance Sami very next delivery inside edge onto the stump, and he's gone. Lance Sami again to Descartes, not getting enough on it. Elevation, but not the distance. Winel Felix, well judged catch just inside the rope. Kirsten Jules came to the party as well, and Hazel Shalby hitting him through the cover region for 4 from a full toss. Michael Shalby comes in. Hazel Shalby unable to get enough on it at this time, and Gavin Serrier Jr. taking a good catch. Lance Sami back into the attack. Craig Emmanuel, Lance Sami making a meal of this one. Craig Emmanuel capitalizing, getting 4. Augustine getting a life from Merlan Sami. Merlan Sami did not have the best day out in the field, and Augustine facing up to Shalby this one. Edge found out towards the boundary at fine leg. 4 more. 80 for 4. Craig Emmanuel, last delivery, can't beat the fielder at a long on, and Tariq Edward taking another catch in the tournament. He's scored very well in the tournament, Tariq Edward. 80 5, the Mon Repos Stars having been sent in by the Eagles. A good toss to win today for Darren Sami, Greg Wilson.
Yes, good toss indeed, and the teams in the last few matches, the captains that have won the toss have always elected to bowl first, and the teams batting second have been very victorious. So hence the reason Darren Sami would have chose to bowl first.
So Henry starts to bowl to Charles, and Charles covers up. It's a single out in the onside. I think you all made the point when I was off here that Craig Emmanuel was just going too hard. was not taking his time. There were deliveries that he could have hit over extra cover. He was trying to hit over forward square leg.
Yes, somehow Craig really missed the plot today, Reds.
Yes, outstanding in the last game, but he didn't quite bring that game. Now the sweeper's gone way out. This is just slapped away on the offside. So they're doing it in singles right now. Charles and Wells. The left-handed Charles, who's nice looking player on the orthodox side, and no solitary slip as Henry goes outside the line of the off and pull very low, and a good stop, traveling very, very quickly indeed. Maybe for our Jamaican audience, Greg, you can talk about these two, their experience, how long they've been around.
Yeah, they both represented St. Lucia.
Charles and strike, Henry. Okay, pull that. Again, you ask the question, you check the coaching manual, that might suggest that should have gone an attempt to backward point or square cover. Not easy to hit across the line. Some people can do it if you're a genius like Sir Vivian Richards, like Sir Garfield Sobers. Some people play aggressively and attractively by playing orthodox in the V, etc. And pulling up Henry. So 2 without loss. A bit of a disappointment in the semi-finals, only getting 80. It's on the board, you have to get them. This delivery in the air, that will in fact advance the total to 8 without loss. To the wider the V, with good clean pickup by the left-handed Charles. He's 7. It's 8 without loss. This could be an early finish, but they need to really take wickets if they're going to put any pressure on Micoud.
The catch on this occasion, right, is just over pitching this one right into the act of Chauvin Charles and did not need a second invitation.
Henry, Charles digs it out, well ball. Ball going all the way down towards. But off that completes the opening over. And in search of 81, they're quite happy. The rate required is just about that. They're 8 without loss, 8 without loss, and Micoud hasn't really given themselves a chance. But we have seen in 1 or 2 of the early matches where a score like 80 has given people trouble.
Well, a score of 80 would have been in the qualifiers and the early rounds of the group stage. But in the second week of the competition, right, we have noticed that 80 teams would score that perhaps by the 7th over.
Yep. And I make the point, 50 off to 5. And look what they got to. They got to 30 of the last 5. So they got 30 off 30 balls, which is just about a runner ball. And they started so well. It's going to be Lesbon left arm, outside the off stump and clipped away. There's a sweeper coming off the boundary. He attacks the ball well. Strike rotated. Charles back in strike. Wells has gone to 2. Charles is 7, including one huge confident 6 when it was pitched up to him and it went over long on. We've got the sun back at the Darren Sammy. And it's being used as a vaccination center today, well away from the cricketers. Left arm slashed away, effort taken by the keeper. And there was one day when, in fact, we had about 50 people who, after taking their vaccines, sat and watched the remaining of the game. That's in the air and using his feet, getting to the pitch. And wide mid-wicket, good clean hit. That's the second six he has produced, Charles, as he goes to 13, and the total is 50 without loss.
Yeah, good six struck there by Sherwin Charles, whereas I'm just made to understand that the bowler is the brother of Sherwin Charles, though.
No brotherly love here. And that was all miss. A little bit of a bad return to the bowler. He managed to knock it back. So Micoud really needed wickets. Will they get an early one? And that's cut away. And a nice looking shot. And they're going straight to the man at that backward point position. So a rare dot ball. This early time. We had many in the first inning, hoiking away. There's no question asked. Outside the line of the leg stump.
Find everything you need today? Yes, indeed. I don't see the higher purchase price on this.
That's because the higher purchase price is calculated off the cash price you see there. Based on the length of time, up to 36 months, I could calculate the final price for you. What's more, we do free delivery to any location, island-wide, plus free installation.
Wow!
You earn points on your Massy card with every purchase, including your higher purchase payment.
Massy Stores Home. Let's go home.
To really have a nail biter, high scoring, but you have to deal with what performance is in front of you. Henry to move in. He's going to be bowling to Wells. Wells is only 2 off 2. He hasn't seen much of the strike. It has to play defensively. Right in target. Good first up. We've seen some very good talent. Very good talent. The left arm, young left arm spinners, the 2 young men from Central Castries, 6'2", they ran in, they bowled very quickly. I would like to see them play 2 or 3 day cricket for Central Castries. It should be future Lucia stars, and that's swung away, up pitch back. Pitch in the wrong line, it will go into the boundary. It does. Two men chasing, but this is a fast outfield. It has a turtle back, and that does help to see the ball speeding away. So Charles gets into the scoring act. He's 6. Wells getting the score in act. He's 6. Charles is 13. It's 19 without loss in the third over. That's hit hard down. Coming forward and driving through the line. Just a signal to the long on. But they don't have to take too many chances. They can just wait for the bad ball, turn the strike over. 20 without loss after 2.3 overs. They're chasing 81. Chasing 81. And it's going to be Henry once more. And let's play it again. Straight to the fieldsman and cover. So the Micoud team had an injury with Travis Gifford being helped off. I don't believe that he is probably going to take any further part of the game.
It looks serious from our vantage point.
Yeah, he was being helped off. Henry once more. And that's whipped away through the square leg area, pitched up outside the leg stump. Micoud moving even further on, has gone up to 24. 24 without loss. This is not what the Mon Repos doctor required. I think the Mon Repos doctor was saying they should be about 2 wickets down now.
Yeah, they would have loved to have at least 2 or 3 wickets, right? If they seriously we're going to restrict the Micoud Eagles below that score of 81.
Charles is 17 off 12. And Henry bowling over the wicket. Solitary slip. The left arm goes to the left-hander who hits that high over the head of the mid-off and just dropping inside the long-off boundary. Nice clip without going too hard. Well put away by Charles, who's at 21. 21, none for 28. As the third over is completed. And, you know, just about now, you really need your captain to lift the players. They tend to maybe, the body language starts to get a little flat at this time with no success.
Yes, they look flat out in the field rest. As you did indicate, nobody seems to be encouraging the bowler or the fieldsmen. They just going through the motion, basically. Very productive last over there for the Eagles. Some 14 runs coming off the over. The current rate now reads at 9.33, and the required rate is just 7.57. So the required rate, the current rate has gone past the required rate. So they are certainly in charge now.
Well, 7 or 5 will be in strike. Charles making the front running. In a very organized way at 21 of 13. And we're going to have Augustin coming into the attack. Tall, rangy, bowled fast off spinners in the previous games. And that's what he'll pitch up now. He's short, and that's pulled out to mid-wicket. They take one, they wouldn't take any more. But he bowled at a much better length when we saw him earlier. He bowled quite quickly as an off-spinner.
Well, Red, actually, he's a fast bowler, but because of injury, he's coming off just a few pace.
Well, at least he's got the skill to do that and still makes himself a valuable member of the side. He's going around the wicket to bowl to the left-handed Charles, and Charles pulls that out towards the long on. They come back for the second after a little hesitation. So the run's ticking over for the Micoud Eagles as they march on here. The Eagles have been flying high in this competition, except a major upset yesterday. And as Darren Sammy said, if you're going to lose one before the semi-finals. He's off the back foot now. Length is not been good enough. It's important in this kind of format you keep the ball up. You limit the options of shots. Hitting that high towards cover and giving enough room. Hard off the back foot. Charles goes to 27. Wells is 8. It's none for 35. Over number 5. Over number 5. Over number 4, correction. And that's a hit down towards back, which for a good bit of feeling. It was short and rushing down to a backward square. It's again looking for that shot in that area, pitching up and driving out to the wide long on position. So good balance in picking up runs. The boundaries are coming, but they're quite happy to look to turn the strike over. So we've had 4 overs completed.
Hi, I'm T10 John of the T10 John Project. Even when we're not rehearsing, we stay connected. Flow makes it easy with Flow bundle plans. My mobile phone, internet broadband to download and send files, my home office fixed line. All the services I need in one place. And guess what? The more services you use, the less you pay. Yep, get more and pay less. Guys, you can't go wrong on this one. Bundle today.
Shots making no contact. A bit of spin. No, it wouldn't be a spin. Will it? He's not too sure what he's going to bowl. The keeper is standing up, so I will assume that it's going to be spin, yes. Off the back foot, nice looking shot. That's going to run away down towards the back foot point here. Good stop, making a meal of it as he finally gets control. I thought they would be looking for the second run. Probably didn't take advantage.
But a good piece of fielding there by the fielder. Reds putting in the dive, and the ball was going over the rope, and somehow he was able to keep one leg.
Yes, he was searching for the ball. That's again short. Again hit down towards backward point. So not really bowling tight enough to just slow the rate down and build a bit of pressure. 38 without loss. We are in the 5th over. And Shalby now wants a change. He wants a man to... Well, there's no mid-wicket now. There is, well, there is one, yes. There's no one in the boundary, I should say. No long on. That's hit well over the long off. And that is well over the head of Greg Emmanuel, but nice timing, not a lot of power. More timing there, Greg.
Yes, good use of the feet and really hitting this one inside out.
Shari goes in. He's on to 36 with that. He will get more now as he gets it over the rope. But really, this is a fine opening partnership. Micoud had a good opening period. They were 50 for 1 and then lost their way. Micoud, I don't think, will make the same mistake, but you never know. Again, short and dropped at the mid-off position. Laying back, deliberately trying to hit maybe over the top. It seemed to be a failure of regulation. She got both hands up to it. So, missed opportunity there, Greg.
Yes, missed time shot there by Chauvin, looking to go over the infield. The fielder, Red, just missed time the jump to the next end, but got both hands to it and could not hold on.
Shari goes over the wicket now. He's bowling to Wells, who's been quite quiet. He's got 8, not had a lot of strike. This delivery eventually pulled out on the onside, down by the boundary. They amble a second run. So the runs are flowing as the 50 come up. 51 exactly on the board. 51 of 4.6. That's the end of the 5th over. So needing now just 30. Just 30 to get into the finals. And I think it's all over bar the shouting, unless there'll be a couple of hat tricks. It's more from you and then Clive is Jews.
Yes, at the halfway stage, the Mon Repos Eagles, they are certainly flying high. The Stars are not picking up the wickets that would require to slow down the scoring. And with just a small total of 81, some 31 of the next 5 overs, it could be all over by the shouting Clivers.
Yes, certainly, and Mon Repos Stars will need some good disciplined bowling, penetrative bowling from here on in if they are to be in with a chance. Some 30 needed from 30 balls, and it's a runner ball, so it's essentially a walk in the park for the Eagles at the rate they're going. They're well ahead of the required rate at the minute. The required rate is only 6 per over, and they're scoring at 10.20. Descartes bowls to Charles, and Charles is getting the inside edge out towards the short fine leg. Inside edge, Charles looking to play this one into the offside, but the length was good from Descartes on this occasion. Inside edge out towards short fine leg, and they just come through for one.
And perhaps he was looking to hit this one too hard. Really lost his shape, lost the timing, but luckily for him, did not ricochet onto the left, onto the stump.
Playing the French cut. So this one is the Micoud cut on this occasion, and fortunately for him, it didn't hit the stumps or disturb the woodwork. And unfortunately for Descartes, getting the inside edge and not getting the woodwork on this occasion. Wells is on strike now, 52 without loss, moving Wells and shoving Charles. They batted really well during this tournament and continue to do so in this first semi-finals. The two, they have put on a good 52, and Wells faces up to Descartes, just shot outside off and guided down towards the third man. Henry does the fielding there, DK Henry, and they restricted to just a single. Wells is very circumspect today. He's just playing a supportive role today.
Yes, very much so. The Chauvin is the one who is very much on the attack. So it's nice to see a reversal of roles today.
A good reversal as well as Descartes moves in. He's had to press the reset button. He turns away from the players' pavilion end and moves into Chauvin, and Chauvin is off the back foot. There's a miscommunication, and now the single will be taken off the back foot. Chauvin looking to play this one out towards the backward point boundary, but the fielder just moving very quickly to his right, and that's Gaston making a good stop, but the extra still giving with the overthrows.
Yes, good pick up there by the fieldsman, and shy at the stump. A direct hit perhaps would have found Chauvin Charles short.
And there was a good attempt there as Descartes bowls to Wells short, and Wells is rocking back and pulling out towards mid-wicket, over the mid-wicket rope. A good shot. He just rocking back. It was not too quickly, but he was onto the back foot and pulled out towards mid-wicket for 6. Good shot.
Yes, good shot there by Wells. Descartes just digging this one short on this occasion, but not the sort of pace to trouble moving, and he was onto this one in a flash.
Wells has moved to 23, and Descartes moves in. To him, he's missed his run, and he's going back. The score has moved to 66, just a 15 to win, and the Micoud Eagles, they are marching to victory here. And it's Descartes into Wells, a shot again and dabbing out wide. That's finding good stop here on the deep backward point boundary. DK Henry running, covering some distance to his right and putting in the dive and restricting moving Wells to just 2.
Yes, good piece of fielding there. DK really moving, covering some good ground. And for a minute it appeared that the ball would have won the race, but he was able to sneak in the hands and restrict them to just 2 runs.
And this Descartes coming in, moving Wells, not timing this one out towards the long one, but just falling well short of that in the circle mid on.
Today, I would like to introduce you to the fixed special deposit. What's so special about this deposit? It is all about you, the customer. The interest rates and maturity periods are negotiable. That's how special this is. The special deposit instrument was designed to meet the needs of those who cannot be accommodated within the existing investment options. For more information on our special deposit and other investments, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740 or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
And putting some daylight between itself and that of the Mon Repos Stars. So the Micoud Eagles, they're making very light work of this total. Some 18 runs needed from 24 balls. 18 runs needed from the last 4 overs. So a good opening stance from Moving Wells and Charles. Charles being the aggressor in this partnership, but Moving Wells really now starting to press on the gas for the Micoud Eagles.
Yes, the last 2 games, they did not get the sort of start that we saw in the early rounds, but in the semi-finals, they are really coming good for the team.
And it's Craig Emmanuel, and he is greeted with a nice 6 over wide long on. A good shot there again from Moving Wells. Craig Emmanuel, he takes up the giving Wells the distance, giving Wells the ability to freeze and right through the line of the ball. 6 runs to Moving Wells.
Yes, good, powerful hit there by Moving Wells, just picking this one from way outside the off stump, and they posited close to the 10th where you have the vaccination area. So very big hit. The ball has been lost for a while. But we have had so many replacement balls, Clivers, in this tournament. We played in a big facility, but yet still we had so many replacement balls.
The ball has been going out into the car park with regularity, and on this occasion, the ball was found. One of the individuals in the vaccination process was able to retrieve it and return it. But Moving Wells greeting Craig Emmanuel with a 6 over wide long on, and that he moved to 26 from just 12 deliveries and just 12 runs. Needed now from 23 balls. So Micoud Eagles making light work of these 80 runs. Emmanuel, and he moves into Wells. And short this time, a very short outside off stump. Moving Wells looking to hit this one into the onside, not making any contact. It goes through to the wicket keeper. So it's 12 required from some 24. Craig Emmanuel just pulling the length back a bit. He was a bit too full on the previous delivery, and Moving Wells was able to hit him out towards wide long on. This time he pulls it back and he turns without stopping as he moves into Moving Wells. Emmanuel to Wells. A shot again, and this time Wells is hitting out towards the mid-wicket region. Shadrach Descat comes around, not before Wells complete his 2 runs, 2 more to the total, and Wells is matching on now. And it's a no ball there signaled by the umpire. Craig Emmanuel committing the cardinal sin on this occasion and putting even more pressure on his team and himself.
Yes, giving Moving Wells the leeway for a free hit.
And the free hit delivery coming up. Moving Wells faces the free hit delivery and hitting back past the ball out towards the boundary. 4 more to Moving Wells, taking full advantage. Chasing down this total with lots of balls to spare.
Yes, the sort of performance we've seen from these two is certainly will be a hard pill to swallow. These 2 players last year were playing for the Mon Repos Stars, and this year they are playing against them and really rubbing salt into their wounds.
Yes, the Mon Repos Stars would have lost Wells and Charles, and this time in the air out towards Descat, and Descat takes a good catch on the wide long on boundary to dismiss Wells, but one would say too little too late for the Mon Repos Stars here, Greg.
Yes, damage has been done, but good knock there by Wells, getting some 32 of just 15 deliveries. We were speaking earlier on of the sort of slow start that he had, but he really picked up the pace in the last 2 overs and really has propelled his team into a winning position.
And there's some 5 runs, just 5 runs needed for a victory from the Micoud Eagles, and the informed Merlan Sami, he comes in and he's saved them twice, but today he will just have the formality of hitting the winning run if he does, but he won't have to save them today as Charleston Wells had an excellent opening stance for the Eagles.
Yes, very good opening stand indeed. They did struggle in the last 2 matches, and Merlan was the one who had to come to their rescue, but today it must be a really nice feeling for him to just come out with really no pressure, and as you say, just perhaps looking forward to hitting the winning runs.
We'll see if Chauvin Charles gives him the opportunity to do so, as the sun is being blocked off, and it returns in all its glory here at the Darren Sammy grounds. Craig Emmanuel will be bowling to the left-handed Chauvin Charles, who's on 43, and Chauvin Charles is pushing this one into the onside, a delivery that is pitched on about a leg stump, and pushing it into the onside comes through for 1. The 4 runs required from 19 balls. 1 more ball from Craig Emmanuel. He's gone for 14 in his over. He's taken 1 wicket, but just a little too late for the Mon Repos Stars, one would say, Greg.
Yes, too late. They were always under pressure with just a moderate score of just 80.
And it's Craig Emmanuel for what will be his last ball, if it's a legal one, into Merlan Sami. Shot, and Merlan Sami is just working this one out towards third man. And what a way to finish. Third man boundary beaten there, and 4 more. And that's it's supposed to be the end for the Micoud Eagles. That's it. The Merlan Sami just coming to do the formality of hitting the winning runs. And who better to do it than Merlan Sami? He's bailed them out twice. So today, a bit of a light work for Merlan Sami, Greg.
Yes, convincing victory there for the Mon Repos. For the Micoud Eagles, winning in exactly 7 overs with some 18 balls to spare. They did indicate from very early that the score of 81 would not have been something that the Stars would have been able to defend. If they were to do that, they would have had to make very early inroads into the batting of the Eagles. But well played to Darren Sami and the Micoud Eagles.
Congratulations also to the Darren Sami and the Micoud Eagles. They've found themselves in the finals. The new kids on the block, a new team. Darren Sami putting together the Micoud Eagles himself and Chauvin Charles, Mervyn Wells, taking players from all over, and new kids on the block, but they were into the finals for the first time. So congratulations to them, and hard luck to the Mon Repos Stars. A valiant effort from them there, but today 80 was just not going to be enough. And we will go to the on-field crew as we take we hear from the 2 captains.
Christian, it can be a pretty cruel game.
Yeah, it can, especially when you don't execute like you're supposed to. I think we had a plan going into this, and the plan basically fell to shreds when the first two batsmen started batting well, and that's something that we would want to work on.
Once you got out early, let's flash back a little bit. How much of an impact did that have?
I'd like to think not that much, because I think we have a really capable batting order. I think from 1 to 11 we have guys who could play sensible shots and sensible cricket. So myself getting out early I would like to say shouldn't really have affected our batting that much. So it's just a matter of one less person being able to get a total.
Somehow they were restricted and they weren't able to get a total that you were looking for.
Yeah, kudos to the Micoud bowlers. They bowled really, really well, especially towards the back end, and our batsmen were not able to capitalize. Unfortunately, our bowlers were not able to replicate that. So I think that's where we really fell short.
All right, all the best, Christian.
Thank you.
We're trying to get Darren Sami. The Micoud Eagles franchise has certainly established itself in this year's T10 blast.
Yes, we achieved what we came out to do. Today, play a good game. I think our bowlers really brought it back after that great start that they had, and the 2 guys Mon Repos didn't want came and punished them in the end. So I'm quite happy. We got 1 more step to go, whether it be South Castries or Swizzell. I think our guys are back on track.
And your batsmen were pretty clinical in the response.
Yes, these 2 guys, before they left, they said nobody else need to pad up, So they were quite confident, and I think especially Mervyn and Chauvin, that was the game, the matchup they were both looking for. And to see the way they played, really, really good.
But you can't afford to be complacent at this point.
Our guys know that. Cricket is what you do each match. Whatever has happened today, we're going to enjoy, but tomorrow is another opportunity, and we'll be ready.
All the best.
Thank you. Charlo, good luck.
You've heard from Christian Shalry of the Mon Repos Stars, dejected-looking Christian Shalry. Must have been very disappointed with their performance today. And you also heard from Darren Sammy, a very happy-looking man there, Darren Sammy. A new franchise coming together, and they're very excited about them making it all the way through to the finals on their first attempt, Greg.
Yes, good effort indeed by Darren Sammy and the Micoud Eagles. Would have been very painful, I could imagine, for the Mon Repos Stars, saying that they are beaten by 2 former players. But take nothing away from them, they batted well.
They moving Wells and Shelvin Charles. They've been batting well all tournament long. There was a bit of a wobble the last couple of games for them, which required Merlan Sammy to rescue them. But today they're back on track, and a very good opening stance, a good shot all around the wicket for both players. But Shelvin Charles, I thought today he was right on point. And he took his team home.
Yes, Shelvin definitely brought his A game today. It was nice in the early overs to see the way Mervyn Wells approached the inning. He basically played the supportive role, and towards the end we saw he started playing a flurry of shots and really got the scoring rate up there very quickly.
So we saw a good, exciting finish to the first semi-finals. We're getting set for the second semi-finals, and that will be contested between South Castries Lions and the Choiseul Claypots. But before we go into break, let's just say shout out to our sponsors, our title sponsor Dream 11, Calabash TV and Allbees Media, Flow, Made in Paradise, Scott Sports and Awards, the Trophy Center, Blue Waters, Full 100, First National Bank, Kendall M. Gill Chambers. And without them, of course, this T20 St. Lucia Blast for 2021 would not have been possible. So thanks again to our sponsors. And we invite you to come and join us for the second semi-finals, what promises to be a very exciting semi-final. South Castries Lions taking on the Choiseul Claypots right here at the Darren Sammy grounds. So we break for now and invite you to join us for the second semi-finals in a few minutes.